guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Jay-Z, you have hit rock bottom. Do you know Jay-Z, being a hypocrite he is demanding that the Jane Doe's name be revealed? Jay-Z, the man that filed a John Doe defamation suit, is now, no, I'm sorry, not defamation, extortion suit. Defamation would make sense. Extortion suit, which Tony Buzzbee says is laughable, is now demanding that the victim, who probably don't even got 1/10 of the money he has, she must actually name herself. On top of that, y'all, he is saying that this girl doesn't even exist. This is the reasoning he's using to get her to expose who she is, by saying this person doesn't exist. Again, this is nothing but a shrewd legal move. It's low down. It's very, very, it creates a precedent. It's very, very scary for all victims. But on top of that, do you know that he's also alleging that Sloan Bella is fed and is being fed information? Sloan Bella is a psychic. I'm sure you guys know. Y'all, let's get into this, because Jay-Z has truly lost it. Again, he got Alex Sparrow. This might work, but the hypocrisy and also the evilness. And at the end of the day, can we just point out a few things? Can we point out a few things? And this is very important to consider. At the end of the day, Jay-Z has still not issued a denial at all. And we all peep that, okay? He does not deny not one of the allegations. He does not even directly say that they're lies, misrepresentations, unfounded. He doesn't even say that it's not true, right? He is more angry at the lawyer for daring to come because he knows people like him. Baby, it takes one to know one. Than the actual victim. Again, if he's innocent, fine. But why aren't you addressing the victim? Okay? You frame yourself and your children as victims when you're the one that brought your child up. On top of this, you are a billionaire. This is chump change. You didn't even need to settle. You could have entered into mediation to make sure this doesn't mess up Blue Ivy's Lion King premiere. And mind you, Blue Ivy looks like she's really, really good in The Lion King. You could have done more to protect your family. At the end of the day, it's weird to me that it seems like he's only working for his own interests and Diddy's, okay? Listen. And then he literally made a resume to remind us that he's a young man that made it out of Brooklyn. And we said, is a young man in the room right now? Was the young man sitting beside you as you type this? We are very, very confused. Anyway, y'all, let's get into this, okay? Listen. Again, this psychic that he's talking is getting information from. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into this. First thing that Jay-Z actually is claiming. He is claiming that this person does not exist. Now, let me just read you this. So Mrs. America's Next Top Mama, Anarchy Habitat on Twitter had a great take. She said, so it seems Jay-Z's lawyers are alleging this young woman doesn't even exist, saying Jane Doe's lawyer, Tony Buzzbee, created a fictitious victim and is attempting to extort millions of dollars, so they demand Jane Doe reveal herself. Now, this is a major accusation, and for them saying that they know people like them and they won't allow him to make a mockery of the law, I think this is actually making a mockery of law, because anyone that knows this much about legal knows you don't need to make a Jane Doe reveal herself. If you think it's a fictitious victim, you can do a summary motion to dismiss, saying there is no claim for which relief can be granted. You can demand they actually show a signed affidavit. You can countersue for defamation. There's so many things you can do to make sure this person doesn't exist. This is your excuse because you don't want anybody calling you a hypocrite because you filed a John Doe, you filed a John Doe lawsuit because you wanted your privacy protected. You wanted your children spared humiliation. You wanted to make sure your businesses and your friends and your connections weren't messed up. And you are a billionaire with PR people, an army of lawyers. You have so much money. And you have a bunch of bootlickers who's ready to forgive you before you even open your mouth and say anything. You are the least person that needs to be a John or Jane Doe. If you look at in the law why they let people go anonymous, there's a reason why. And Jay-Z, right? But you felt fine to do that. And then all of a sudden, when it's actually revealed by Tony Buzzbee, you then now don't want to look like a hypocrite, being like, oh my God, I want her to reveal herself because you were right. We're all going to be like, but wait, so it's a rule for you, but a different rule for you than for me? So the way you're getting around that, I think, and again, this is all my opinion, is to say, oh my God, is this even a real person? That's not going to stop us because this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. However, let me just say this, that I'll say, because this Diddy team this Diddy case gets weirder and weirder, right? Megan Kunoff said tweeted, lawyers for Sean Jay-Z Carter are opposing the plaintiff's request to proceed anonymously. For months, an extortion campaign has been targeting this named defendant under cover of darkness. Okay, so let me just say this. Wait, if this is true and that girl doesn't exist, that would be insane. If Tony Buzzbee has been collecting, don't tell me Jay-Z wouldn't do it, because right now Jay-Z is desperate to do anything to stop it. But yet, for him to be a loss of innocence, he was the main person that let the innocence be lost of his kid. I don't care what you say. Again, this little novel thing is hilarious. It should be a movie plot with the ultimate twist ending. Ha ha! Nobody exists. But again, if you really thought that girl didn't exist, you wouldn't have been doing all this and making that statement. And you would have wrote it in the statement. I don't even think this girl exists. I don't even think this is true. The funny thing is, he didn't even say he didn't remember. He didn't say any of that. So it makes me think whatever happened at the VMAs, you remember exactly where you were, even though you refuse to to actually name where you were or provide any type of defense other than you were at a bridge, over the bridge, I think at Club Lotus or something like that, which is exactly 15 minutes away from those big houses in Jersey. Again, you're not doing yourself any favors. There were drivers. There are credit card receipts. There are forensics. The one thing I want to say is Jay-Z threatened him like, yo, if you really serious and you about that life or a lawsuit, Tony Buzzbee just might. He just might. I'm sorry, not a lawsuit, but the criminal complaint. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I think this is absolutely pathetic in this day and age. And this isn't just about Jay-Z. It's about all these billionaires acting like they're poor, hard-working single mom, paying the bills, poor, hard-working single mom. Dude, like, they literally are acting like they're working on a coal mine and they are voiceless and they are powerless and there's nothing they can do. And oh my God, they really want the masses to believe that. Again, who knows if he's guilty or innocent? That will come out in court. Tony Buzzbee said he's definitely taking the court. But stop with the cap, acting like we're on equal playing territory and you are helpless when you and I both know you got a lot of options. How do we know? Because you're using them all right now. And the funny thing is, as much as you're saying you need to file a criminal complaint, why didn't you file a criminal complaint against Tony Buzzbee for extortion? I'm just saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Kevin Hart did. Why haven't y'all? I would assume, would you not? Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.